What is up, guys? Delboy here. So it looks like we have some movement in regards to Deontay Wilder's next fight. The WBC have ordered Deontay Wilder to fulfill his mandatory obligations by fighting Dominic Breazeale. A purse bid hearing has been set aside for the 4th of April, just in case both parties can't agree to a deal in time. I suspect both parties will agree to a deal, to be quite honest. Both parties, operate with Al Heyman. Both guys are on the same side of the street. So I don't think this is going to purse bids, to be honest. I think you'll see a deal agreed before the purse bids are called. And obviously Deontay Wilder already has a date in mind for his next fight. The date they are talking about is May the 18th. So I would expect that fight to happen then. Now, what are my thoughts on this news? I mean, is it the fight I want to see from Deontay Wilder? No, but I'm pleased to hear some news coming out of Deontay Wilder's career, and I'm pleased to hear what his future plans are, because, he last fought on December the 1st. There's been a lot of talk without any real idea of what's going on, so I'm pleased we now know the route Deontay Wilder is going down. And like I said, is it the fight we want to see? No, but Dominic Breazeale is a mandatory challenger, so I'm not going to criticise it. When I look at fighters, if they can't get unification fights, my minimum requirements are they either fight their mandatory challenger or at least a top 10 contender, and Deontay Wilder is doing that by fighting Breazeale. He would be fighting his mandatory challenger, so I've got no real problem with this fight. It's just not the fight I wanted to see next. I would have much rather seen Deontay Wilder even fight somebody like Adam Kalnacki, for example, but, Dominic Breazeale is what we're going to get, and, in the grand scheme of things, I can't be too critical of this next opponent for Deontay Wilder. I know a lot of people out there are not going to hold back, but I think in this instance, it would be unfair to be overly critical of Deontay Wilder in this instance. Fair enough if you don't like the fight, fair enough if you don't rate Dominic Breazeale, but, I don't think we can be too critical of Deontay Wilder in this scenario. And my thoughts on the actual fight itself, there's some interesting beef there. Both guys have been involved in an altercation in the past, and I'm sure they are going to use that as the main selling point for this fight. So there's a bit of beef there, there's a bit of bad blood, and, the stylistic matchup itself, for however long this fight lasts, I think it will be fun. But ultimately, Deontay Wilder should have more than enough to beat Dominic Breazeale. Dominic Breazeale is very limited. He's very slow, defensively he is so open, and he's a very basic heavyweight, but, Breazeale does have respectable punching power. He does have a really good chin, and Dominic Breazeale, one area where we can call him world class is in the heart department. Dominic Breazeale is a tough man, so he's going to give it all he can, but I think stylistically this fight favours Deontay Wilder in a big way. I expect Wilder, if this fight does happen, to knock Dominic Breazeale out, probably in the mid-rounds. It should be a relatively straightforward defence for Deontay Wilder. Now, I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts on this fight. Are you kind of upset? Are you kind of disappointed? Or are you like me and just kind of accept it for what it is? Share your thoughts below. How do you see this going? Peace.